EXO have been a long-standing and consistently well-respected artist within K-pop, with their latest LP, Exist, reminding fans that they in fact still do, bringing forth a collection of tracks that highlight and demonstrate their senior status, with great production, infectious beats, eloquent writing, and some of the best vocals third-generation boy groups have to offer. Debuting in 2010, it's to no one's surprise that EXO are a musical powerhouse. The SM-backed boy group returned after their nearly 2-year hiatus. This time, however, EXO looked to showcase a different and more mature side of their own aptitude. It's almost hard to distinctly put EXO into a single style within this album, at least in terms of instrumentals and genres. While this album is relatively diverse, it does hover around R&B as its core genre. Where it does find its foundational consistency is within its lyrical themes, being distinctive throughout. Cream Soda opens setting up the themes present within the lyrics, and the consistent use of paralleling objects and media to different moments within a relationship that will appear a few times throughout the rest of the album, in this instance, using the sweet and addictive qualities of cream soda, as a comparison to the same feelings towards someone you have a crush or relationship with. Regret it doesn't strictly adhere to this theming, though that's not to say that it's completely avoidant of it. Here we also see the first of many sonic switch-ups within the project, initially setting up the expectation of being the rap-focused song on the album, only to then focus on sung vocals for the majority, only bringing the rap section in near the end. You then have the much more funky and R&B adjacent Hear Me Out, representing the idea of the chase in relationships, and how people may be attempting or talking to multiple people at once, with the members pouring their heart out and giving reasons to why their love for the other person is, of course, different to all the other people they may have been seen with previously. Private Party follows with a very clean and crisp blend between trap and your usual dance pop track. This more mature style of instrumental matches within the lyrical content, making innuendos and parallels to having a private party with your significant other. The squeaky bed sample is golden, especially at the choppy section. Cinderella has an arguably simple but very effective chorus, making modern courting parallels with the fairy tale of Cinderella, who had to leave the ball before 12 midnight. This could be seen as girls leaving the club early, as midnight is often when the club really picks up. No makeup slows down the tempo quite a lot, focusing on a much more intimate style of vocal delivery and lyrical content, as though you've managed to make it home after a party and are talking to your significant other. I'm sure female fans will likely be melting over this track. Loveful brings back a sound perhaps more familiar with fans of EXO, with this song focusing on a more electronic dance styling. This somewhat sudden change, especially given the latter song, is also somewhat paralleled within the lyrics, this time making connections to the fact they might be acting in an otherwise foolish way because of the overwhelming feelings they have for the other person, with lyrics like, "I'm always willing to lose to you," perhaps making reference to how people may intentionally act worse at something to increase the other person's enjoyment of an activity that they would otherwise be unable to equally participate in, along with the overwhelming feelings of being trapped or infected towards the other person. Another Day is possibly the redemption song in the narrative of the album, with the person who had initially fallen, eventually overcoming their emotions and feelings. This sudden change of ideals is immediately reverted, however, with Let Me In, returning to the same feelings of wanting to be with the other person, closing the album. EXO have had a lengthy career, and even after a few years away from the direct spotlight, they show that they were, and still deserve to be, in it for good reason. Fans have eagerly awaited their full force return, or hell, even just an EP or single, but they can rest assured that they will not find themselves disappointed. While I can't say I'm exactly a super fan of EXO, Exist, while not exactly being their greatest project to date, certainly showcases that they're unwilling to cut ties with music completely, and are still eager to continue presenting their talent. I'll be placing Exist at a 69, fitting given the theme of the project. But now you've heard my thoughts, how about sharing yours down below? Did you enjoy the album too? Have anything else you'd like to add? Comment below and subscribe if you enjoy this style of content. I post my thoughts and opinions on new K-pop albums almost as soon as they drop.